Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, so the message today, I swear I just called it push-pull. It feels like that Piscean energy where currents are trying to push against each other or pull away from each other. So we start out with the Temperance card and also the King of Cups. Again, kind of a Piscean energy here. King of Cups, he's very contemplative. He's dreaming about something. And in light of the rest of the reading, it really does feel like he's dreaming, he's contemplating, but there's a need to bring those dreams to reality. And so there's something with Temperance as well. The reading is kind of all over the place, to be quite honest. And so Temperance, it's like a need to balance between daydreaming and action taking, but also there seems to be a need to move towards your goals, and there might be an energy that pulls you away from it, some sort of an indulgence, whether it's a relationship that isn't working out for you, or it's some sort of habits or patterns that you have that go against the current of you manifesting what it is that you've truly been dreaming about. So then we got the Wheel of Fortune on its side. And so this tells me that maybe you're in the process of releasing those patterns or habits or person or whatever it is. Tens indicate the completion of a cycle. We really like to see the Wheel of Fortune on top because she's standing on top and things are flowing in her good fortune. Things are flowing in the best way possible. When it's reversed, it's like, catalyst after catalyst, I guess you could say. Sometimes catalyst can be in this upright position, and I don't know why I want to call it catalyst, but that's what I wanted to say. Maybe it's a nice way to say when shit keeps falling apart or bad things keep happening, the Wheel of Fortune, things just seem to be turning against you. But I think we manifest these catalysts because catalysts manifest change. Okay, I don't know what happened, but all right. So we want to bring it in the upright. It came out on its side. So I think there's a process of manifesting change right now, and we want to bring it upright. Then we've got this whole slew of cards coming out. We've got, on top, we've got the Hierophant, which I like to see that upright, especially when it's this deck, because it's such a powerful, empowering looking card. Five of Swords reversed. It's the Knight of Wands, Knight of Wands upright, Knight of Pentacles upright, and the 10 of Wands upright. So I'm gonna go in the other direction. So again, tens indicate the completion of a cycle. You are nearing the end of a cycle where you've been carrying heavy burdens. And so again, it can be the burden of a relationship that isn't working out, doesn't have to be romantic, carrying the burdens of certain patterns and behaviors that you're becoming aware of. This could be vices as well. Whatever it is, you just no longer want to carry that burden. And so it's like you've achieved a point in life where you can lay down those burdens. It's just a willingness to acknowledge that you can choose a different path for yourself if you truly want it. But sometimes we can be so in this energy, we can be so in the someday of the energy that we just kind of keep it out in the distance, and it's almost like we prefer to dream about it rather than really manifest it in our lives. But why? So we've got this Knight of Pentacles and this Knight of Wands. So again, it's like, at least he is walking. So often the Knight of Pentacles isn't moving at all, and he gets often some shade for that. It's like, get moving on what it is. Because I've got my heavy Capricorn energy, I'm like, he's surveying his fields. He wants to make sure the seeds that need the sunlight are planted in the sunlight, and the seeds that need the shade are planted in the shade. But at the same time, sometimes you can spend so much time analyzing and surveying that you don't actually get started. And often this can also just be procrastination. Especially, I'm just feeling, normally I don't pick on the King of Cups upright, especially because he's upright. He's like very balanced. He's safe to bring his emotions to. Usually that's the energy I get, but for some reason it just feels like he's just spending a lot of time dreaming about it, and it's time to act. So we've got this earth and fire. I really love earth and fire together because you're passionate, you're desiring, you're creative, you're inspired, and this gives you the energy to take action on what you've been dreaming about, but also disciplining yourself to actually nourish it into being cultivated, to discipline and continue acting on your passions. So when these two come together, this is actually it's like a quickening. It feels like it really gets things rolling. And I think that's what it is. It's time to take action on the things that you have been dreaming about. And again, this Temperance card, it wants to say different things. I love that there's like an angel, these angel wings in the back. Some part of the Temperance, now I've got the blend of all three of these energies, and we do have a Swords card that's going to come out here in a little bit too. So we've got all of the elements present, but again, that'll be in a little bit. But with this Temperance, it is about keeping your balance and moderation is a good word for the Temperance card, especially in light of releasing vices, laying down burdens, that sort of thing. Now, again, it's push-pull. Like I said, this reading feels like it's all over the place. It feels like between dreaming and surveying and taking action and cultivating and disciplining and all of that, sometimes I think there's an energy of surrender. There's something about the angel wings that's what it's saying to me about surrender. Don't push or pull. Sometimes you've just got to surrender and let it flow. And so whatever these things are, I think something about the Temperance between these energies is that, one, I think we get so idealistic about what we're dreaming about that we're afraid to take action because what if we fail, or what if it doesn't turn out the way we want it to? And then we start analyzing it about how we could discipline ourselves, and then we procrastinate because we're afraid, what if I fail? Or, what if it doesn't turn out the way I want? Or I'll do it later. Or if you're like me, you get distracted by 10,000 other things. But when you bring in this fire and this action, it can be, okay, I'm taking action. Now, why isn't it happening? Why am I not seeing results? It's like I got a window to act on it and nothing's happening, and now all the distractions are happening again. That I feel like, oh, we do have another Swords card, but this is the Five of Swords reversed. There's something about this energy. I'm not feeling what I normally feel off of these cards normally, because usually the Five of Swords is a gaslighting card, and lately when this comes out reversed, this is like probably gaslighting yourself. That could apply a lot. But there's something about, I want to come back to this Wands card, where it just kind of feels like getting impatient or something like that. And maybe that's where this comes in, where it's like starting to feel defeated because you're not getting instant manifestation. And it takes Temperance, it takes surrender. So it actually kind of an earthy energy of that discipline. And remembering when you're cultivating a garden, those seeds will grow in their own time. It's for you to nurture it, to water it, to pull the weeds, see what you can do, but ultimately that seed will grow in its own time. So it's about being patient, do what you can do, act when you feel inspired, do the analysis when it's called for, do the dreaming and get excited. Maybe meditation definitely has its place in your life. I meditate every single morning. And then not allowing yourself to feel defeated before the results really even get a chance to take hold. So again, Temperance feels so powerfully about surrender and what can you do to cultivate within your being. If the outside manifestations aren't happening fast enough for you, then what is your body asking for? What is your mind asking for? What do you need right now? How can you nourish yourself? And then that's where we get the Hierophant. Sometimes I have to get into the reading to understand what the fuck it's talking about. But that's where we get to the Hierophant. And it does feel like he's in a situation situation where he's enjoying the surrender. You know, he's not in a hurry, he's not stressing, he's not in his head, he's being illuminated because the staircase is behind him. He knows that the ascension is taking place, or whatever that is, the illumination. I love that the light shining from this doorway is illuminating his mind down here, and he's just all in his bliss. He might be on mushrooms or something. He's having a really good time, it looks like. So it's like, you know, enjoying the moment. Sometimes it's just about being in the moment, being very present to what it is. I love when the message comes through to establish a visceral connection to your environment. Go outside, put your feet on the ground, hug a tree, let the trees bring you back to their reality. And when you're in the tree's reality, then you come back to a recalibration of your own authentic vibrational frequency. You come back to a reality that's true to yourself, connecting to the life that's all around. I love saying, you know, look up. I learned this from a beautiful lady, Reverend Jody, years ago. She said, you know, when you can't get clarity, then look up. When you look up, you're literally looking through your third eye, and you automatically change your perspective. And so look up, and also touch the ground, touch grass, hug a tree, shift your reality into nature if you can, or light a candle, go into the flame, you know, drink some water, take a deep breath, hold a crystal, whatever you can do to bring yourself into the present moment and find the joy and the gratitude you can in every moment. And then we end with the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. I had totally forgotten about that Five of Swords, but I was like, you know, this beautiful Queen of Swords, and I really like her with this King of Cups, because it almost feels like, because, you know, the masculine energy is a bit more action taking, whereas the feminine energy is more about receiving. And so it's like sitting in the moment. Both of them are in this state of contemplation, and with this Page of Pentacles, it is about a brand new start, but it's that new seed that you are planting. What are you anchoring into your life? What kind of roots are you hoping to grow? How are you investing in yourself? What are you cultivating in your life? And so I love that he's dreaming about it, but then she's wondering how to take, she's taking a more logical approach to how do I really make this happen. There's a thing down here, and I've noticed it before. I don't usually acknowledge it, but it's a cup and it's locked away. And so I was like looking at that, like, what the fuck, man? Why? You know, I was like, there's three. Is this like a Three of Swords kind of thing? And I realized that this cup, because cups, you know, connect to this, and see, he's got this cup right here. And so very much connected to the heart, very much with all this water, connected to the emotions, connected to even psychic abilities and subconscious kinds of stuff. It feels like with here, she's kind of locking her heart away a little bit. I know in palm reading, I often will see that some people, if it's a head or heart decision, they're all you know, they're all heart. We'll go that way. Some people are all heart, and if it's a head or heart decision, as much as their mind might be trying to be logical, they just know they have to follow their heart, and they may follow the logic and then look back and say, I knew I felt something wasn't right about this decision. I should have listened to my heart. Other people are the other way. If it's a head or heart decision, they can't trust their fucking hearts, because they're a bleeding heart, and their hearts will always lead them astray, and so they have to listen to the logic. Ideally, if it's a head or heart decision, we want the balance between both. So when this says yes, this also says yes. When this says yes, this says yes. Otherwise, it's a fuck no. But, you know, we each have our leaning one way or the other, or some of us have the balance. But it's really interesting here that sometimes she's like, I have to lock my heart away, and I just have to go with what makes sense to me. I have to use my intuition, but not what I'm hoping for. It's what I'm intuitively feeling guided towards, or what the logic is telling me, what I know, or what is my vision about. Because sometimes you can have a clear vision, but people can pull on your heart and pull you, you know, well, I need you to do this and I need you to do that. And sometimes if you let your heart get involved, you end up doing and doing and doing for everybody else, but you don't really align to your goals because everything else takes precedence. And so I feel like with these two energies here, it's like, you know, really meditating and contemplating on what your dreams are about. What is your soul calling you towards? You know, what feels like your life's purpose or soul's mission? And then getting such clarity about it. And she'll use that sword to cut people off. She will speak a truth, and sometimes it's a harsh truth. Like, look, man, I'm prioritizing my goals right now. And, you know, either you'll have to wait for me to do it when I can prioritize it, or you need to do it yourself. And it seems kind of mean, but when you're in an energy, you know, when your pattern, and that could be this 10 of Wands right here, if you're used to putting yourself aside and prioritizing everyone and everything else no matter what comes up, then how are you ever going to achieve your goals? And so in some ways it feels like it's saying, you know, kind of be a cold bitch at times when you need to advocate for yourself and really prioritize what it is that's going to get you further in life and really helping you to cultivate these seeds that you've been dreaming about. So that's all I have for today about that fucking push-pull. I just want to end it with this Hierophant, because what a happy card. What a happy guy. Let's all feel like this. All right. My name is Fairlight. If you would like a palm reading or a tarot reading or astrology reading from me, feel free to hit me up. I've got a Calendly link that you can find, or you can hit me up on social media. Or, of course, if you are in the downtown Asheville, North Carolina area, come on into Instant Karma Asheville. It's your one-stop hippie shop, and get all the cute clothes and candles and crystals and tapestries, posters, charms, just all kinds of beautiful things in this shop. Either way, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and love. Until next time.